Hello, everybody. Arturo Johnson here. And in today's video, I'm going to share with you the 3 reasons why you aren't making 6 figures. And so this is a very important video. And I know a lot of the videos I go and I talk about technical things, but these are some things that are very important that I'm starting to see some trends that are running rampant. And I just wanted to share a few of my thoughts here. And so if you like this video, go ahead and click the like button, as well as if you have any comments, feel free to put those below. I go through the comments after every single video. If you enjoyed this video, again, subscribe and click the bell so that you can get notifications for more amazing videos just like this. And so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the 3 reasons why you aren't making 6 figures. And the number 1 reason why you aren't making 6 figures is because you don't have focus. And a lot of times this is something that's very simple. The only 3 things that you need to be focusing on in your business is 1, generating appointments, doing appointments, and closing business. And, myself included, I can get tricked into sometimes of getting into this information gathering mode. And I used to do this a lot, but I started to notice a trend. And once I was able to figure this out, I was like, aha, this is education masked. This is procrastination masked as education. And so the way that you generate appointments is you need to have a predictable system in place to attract your ideal clients. And then when you're doing meetings, you need to have a rinse and repeat system to take your prospects through to close them and take them from a stranger to a client. And then with the closing of business, you need to be able to solve a prospect's problem with ease and speed. And so the number 2 thing goes back to that, which is the repeatable improvement process. And so if you don't have a predictable system to get meetings, then you're trying YouTube one day, you're trying LinkedIn, you're trying Facebook, you're trying to be the podcast person, right? And so what you're doing is you're spreading yourself so thin that you don't really know what works because you don't know where the business and the appointments are coming from. And so this is why you need a rinse and repeat system to turn strangers into clients, whether that is a script or a process in order to be able to diagnose prospects' problem with precision, in order to understand what their current reality is and their desired reality. And somewhere in the middle is a vehicle where you can understand how important that is for them to try to get them to that next level. And the 3rd thing is that you need metrics. If you aren't using metrics in your business, then you don't know what works, right? And so a lot of people are either using Notepad or they're using some Excel spreadsheet. But if you don't have a database in order to put metrics in to be able to measure what you're doing online, it's going to fail big time. And the reason why that's important is because the best thing about technology is we can isolate the problem and solve it immediately, so that we can iterate and get better really, really quickly. And with metrics, you're able to diagnose the problem, isolate it, come up with the hypothesis, test the hypothesis, and get instant feedback. And this is why being online is one way that you can exponentially scale, is because you have exponentially enhanced your opportunity to fix any problems in your business at a rapid pace. And pretty much business is failing over and over and over again until you hit success. And this allows you to fail fast and get to success at a really rapid pace. And the 3rd thing is that you need successful mentorship. And birds of a feather flock together. And so if you have joined an organization where they told you could kind of do some things part-time and make 6 figures, well, if your leader isn't kind of leading by production and example, then it's going to be hard for you to do that. And that's important because that's a paradigm shift. If you see someone struggling and saying that it's hard and you're going to have to grind your way to something for 3 to 5 years, then that's what you're going to expect. You're going to expect to not have any success and really just not set the bar high and believe with confidence that you can do anything. And so that's why you want to be a part of someone who is practicing what they're preaching, right? They're having a ton of success. They're crushing it. They're leading by example. They're sharing it with you. They're sharing their numbers, right? Because don't just take anybody's word for it. You need to see the numbers. Numbers don't lie, right? And people can tell you they're making six figures and they're making a bajillion dollars, right? But you need to see some proof before you start to follow anybody. And the number two thing is you want to reinvest in yourself with expert mentorship outside of your organization. Now, this is very important. And so this reminds me of Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. So they had a phenomenal 9 championship winning coach in Phil Jackson, right? Who had the perfect system, and they went on to rattle off 3 three-peats between the two of them, right? But what did they do? They went out and hired expert mentorship outside of the organization. Now, could Phil have done everything? Yes, but he had his own agenda and his own program, right? So what did they do? They hired Tim Grover, one of the best trainers ever. And if you haven't checked out his book, Relentless, I highly recommend it. And so, if Jordan and Kobe, icons of my generation at least, right, are hiring and reinvesting with expert mentorship above and beyond what they already have, then I highly recommend that for you as well. And then the third thing is you need to reinvest into your business with successful programs. And so, things are always changing, right? So at the highest level, you always want to be, a student first, right? You always want to be serving. And if you're always in that mindset, then you're always going to be trying to figure out how you can get better for your customers. And the only way to do that is stay on the cutting edge, always be researching, always be looking for something that's going to give you the slight edge so that you can separate yourself from your competition. And a lot of agents and advisors are really coming to our program, and they just wanted to separate themselves from the pack, right? Because we know that advisors are saying the same old things, right? Who do you help? Anybody. What do you help them with? Anything, right? I serve anybody that can fog up a mirror. So they're saying the same old thing. And at this level, with being online for advisors and agents, you immediately separated yourself from the pack because you have differentiated yourself. And the number one thing about being online and having success is your point of difference. And I wanted to give you just a few bonus tips here, because these are probably, my favorite and most important is confidence. And confidence is something that is infectious and it spreads. And it's one of those things that you need to have from day one, 100% conviction. And I knew when I started this business that with 100% conviction, I saw a problem and I had figured out a little bit of solution. And over time, I was going to master it. And without a doubt, I have done that. And so what I mean by that is you need to have confidence, but you also need to just believe in your ability to figure it out. Because a lot of times, you don't really know the exact how or the when, but what you need to do is break it all down from its goal, right? Break it down to its first principles, boil it down and keep it really simple. And usually you can kind of work yourself through it. And with technology, it can really help you solve problems really quickly. But the most important thing is confidence, to believe in your ability to figure it out. And then the second thing is repetition. Repetition builds confidence, right? So for Kevin Durant, I think he said that 98% of the time he practices by himself, one-on-one, practicing drills, scenarios, shooting, dribbling, and all these things. And then 2% of that is 5-on-5 practice. And the reason why is because no moment is too big for him. He has taken every shot in every position on the court from anywhere, and he can make it from anywhere. And he has made it hundreds of thousands of times. So he has confidence at the end of any game, he can make any shot on anyone at any time. And repetition is what builds confidence. And the third thing is taking action is the only way to get what you want. So no matter how big the goal is, if you break it down into what we call chunking, right? We take a huge goal, we break it down into a quarterly goal, we break that quarterly goal down into a monthly goal, then we take that monthly goal and break it down into a weekly goal, and then we take that weekly goal and break it down to a daily goal, right? And then what can we do every hour to make that happen? And what this does is this allows you to release the attachment to the goal, because if you don't hit it, it makes your emotions go up and down like this, and you could just focus on daily action, so that if you take enough action, you can guarantee and reverse engineer that you can have success. And so I hope this was helpful. Again, if you like this video, go ahead and click the like button and subscribe and hit the bell if you'd like to get more content just like this. And so lastly, I want you to remember this, right? The only 3 things that you need to do every single day is to generate appointments, to be doing appointments, and closing business. And so thank you guys once again. This is Arturo Johnson, and you guys have a great day.